We haven't done this very often.
No, we do. We do it all the time.
No, we don't do it all.
We do it all the time.
So, let me just try to jump. We were having a deep conversation, and I said, "Oh, I need to film this because it's really truth,
I
seeking
don't like your
truth."
angle. It's a
Whatever.
terrible angle.
Like that.
No, it's terrible, and the lighting's terrible. I don't like it. We should move.
How about this?
No,
How about this?
that's better.
That's better.
Yeah, because then it'll distort you instead of me.
Actually, I'm not distorted.
It distorts when it's up on the side.
Right. Everybody. Now it's because you chose this as the conversation topic. Everybody's dwelling on that now because you're putting the focus on that. See, that's what you don't understand. Like when people start watching, it's like what you give them.
Let's start a new clip.
No, I'm not going to start a new clip. No.
Well, you made me there.
No, this is going to be real life truth. So the topic was, as we were here before I started the camera, I cut the conversation in midstream. So I have to redo the intro. It's about life and art and what is art. I think that art is an interesting pursuit. People can do it as something like a career, a money-making activity. But at the same time, I think all money-making activities, even art, are just a waste of time and life. Because life itself is more valuable than art. Just being in the moment and living. To me, that is a work of art. That is a creative act.
Are you talking
Breathing.
about how when you take the simple acts of loving your family and making that your life and your art all is one, so it's embodied as one circular, spherical motion that's always spinning naturally, just like the earth itself. So we don't have to step into that other rigid world that's...
Yeah, like zoo of the earth. You go to these zoos and it's like, ooh, they like see this whole thing that they created and reassimilated, structured everything, which is interesting to an extent, but it's very juvenile. It's not very spiritually advanced. Because if you're just on the earth and you're walking around amongst the living creatures in the real environment, it is a zoo. You see what I'm saying? Like, you don't have to do like an extra step and say, ooh, I went to the zoo. Just walk around the normal, unadulterated, non-destroyed earth and you're in a zoo. You should be. So, the same thing with the city. Well, what are they trying to prove with that? Oh, we have great cities. Oh, we have great gross national product of this country. You got so much money and so many billionaires per capita. Who cares? How many people like me do you have in your country? That's what you should be asking and figuring out. But you can't even put your finger on that. You don't even know that that's right there under your nose. You don't even know what that is. It's a non-classified, impossible to stereotype, a real living being that contains wisdom, that resonates that with all of my energy. And then you say, well, why are you doing videos? Why are you on the internet? Well, that's a very good question. Maybe when you got to that point, you could be my student, like she is, but actually not, because you're actually disparaging the master at that point. You could have that as a passing thought, but don't use it as an accusation towards me. It's a good philosophical question. Why am I doing that? Why have I been on the internet for 10 years? Are my videos art? And then you could say to me, just because you think that I'm being a hypocrite and I don't understand my own point, you could say, well, why are you spending all this time making the videos and talking with her and recording it when you could just be living life? That is the subject of another wise video. You just have to trust that there's something wrong with your thinking, and there's nothing wrong with what my intentions are and my method that I have to use in front of you people. But let's go back to the whole thing more about art and how we had the conversation. Do you remember the conversation before I turn on the camera?
Yeah, and what you're saying makes me think of, you're just thinking of one aspect or one percentage of people that maybe are lonely and they're a little sour. They don't know who they want to spend their time or who they can synergize making art with, because that's what art is about, is synergizing with the right energies. And so I am thinking of actually a very positive thought right now, and that's how many amazing people out there have fallen in love, and they're in love with each other, and that itself becomes art, and that's a beautiful thing. And to just encourage you to stay empowered with that, because, you know, like he's talking about, people might write to him and write hateful comments, but he doesn't let it affect what he's doing. He stays in his path. He stays and he keeps shining the light.
People taking pot shots, just skimming the
And
surface of
so
what I'm saying.
I just want to speak to the beautiful, positive, vibrating people for a moment,
Yeah.
and encourage
They
them
usually
to
don't
keep
even leave a
vibrating,
comment.
keep inspiring each other, and, you know, stay in your art together and keep blossoming with that,
The art
because
of
it's
life.
a beautiful thing. And I think that one of the greatest gifts in this world is to connect with someone that you do synergize with. And then next thing you know, you're making a family, perhaps, and that becomes your art, is the art of motherhood, fatherhood, parenting, cooking your food naturally, growing your food, living by a stream, or camping, or traveling just naturally, building a house with your hands. The simplest thing, building pottery with your hands, carving a spoon. And I think when you're truly in love with someone, life just gets really magical with the simplicity of it.
What is that what we were talking about? Was love, did that segue into the concept of art being a flawed goal?
I think somewhere in art is people seeking love and seeking mastery of the self, mastery of
Well,
love, and
I'm
unity
asking you
with
as the conversation. I'm
others.
trying to recapture the conversation because I somehow am trying to backtrack. I'm trying to reverse engineer the conversation we had before with, to use a technological term or phrase. It wasn't talking about love. Was I talking about you? What happened to you? I can pull it back 5 or 10 minutes before in the conversation. I said, well, you went through that and I had to help you. Oh, and then I said, what makes you so lucky that I'm spending all this time with you? And by the way, I'm mutually lucky too. And why does it make you different than anyone else that could have been rescued from your own devices and your own demonic possession?
Well, I think it's about
And I said,
not looking at
Creator
it,
Goddess above us,
not looking at it as the
Yahweh
question,
Elohim.
why is it me? Why is it you? It's just, it's us, and this is how we came
We're
together.
archetypes. We're
Can I
archetypes.
answer the question?
Mm-hmm.
So it's us, and we came together as though there's something in our DNA that resonated together, in yours and mine. It's a synergy, it's a harmony, and it just clicked.
DNA.
And the thing is that, you know, there could be another couple somewhere else on the planet, and those two people click as the perfect spiraling synergy right now. to be just as awakening together, just as powerful together, just as harmonizing. And that's happening all over the planet right now. And I think it's not about like that we have to question, why am I with you? Why are you with me? I think it's about just being and appreciating when we do feel that. And that if other people question that, it's probably because they're seeking where they fit in with their synergies that will awaken them.
I
And
don't think we're saying that anyone else would be questioning it. I'm just going back to the conversation. It wasn't about debating anyone. I was talking with you, and I picked up the trail of the thought process that Creator Goddess of you, since you are female, of the Elohim that put us here. I said it's by their grace that they said that we would be together. You can find other resonations of it, like gopis. You could. That's another point. But I had said that you choose the kinds of things that you get yourself stuck into. Like you have demonic um, problems. We all do. I even do. I have plenty of them, and I can showcase that and show you my human side. Even I suffer. Even I have weakness. Even I fail. I have my imperfections that I'm perfecting, and I'm working hard on that. And so you have that, and I find that in you, and through my higher side, my omniscience about it, my wisdom, I try to help you from things that you're stuck in, and you can't blame me for however I have to get you unstuck because you started it. So I have to take you as you are
I
and
think
then
that
extract you and use your own force from within to choose to get out of the problem that you have. And
one of my
I don't know what this has to do with the
one
whole
of
art
my
thing being
gifts
like
is helping
a
to
a dead
be
end
a
of the
voice
result and the
of
symptom.
equality. And that is that acknowledging that as much as you help and awaken me, I help and awaken you. And you're right, we're
We're going
complete
to do the whole mutual thing
reflections.
that you,
We're completely
I'm not going
reflective
to talk about equality here
of
and all
each
that kind
other.
of stuff.
And so
Folks, you'll have to tune in next time for the
there's a
final word on that.
reflective thing happening. And in relationships, usually what people will see is that one will help the masculine, maybe helping the feminine for a while, and then it will reverse, and then the feminine will enhance and help the masculine, and then the masculine will enhance and help the feminine, and the feminine will enhance and help the masculine. And that can either be in duality at times, or it can be in harmony. And as we move through and we learn to harmonize that more and harness it in a spherical way, and then the energies of that can build greater and greater in the spherical realm, so that you get a sphere. And if you're in duality, what you're doing is you're losing energy. You're losing energy. That's not good. You're fighting. That what all that looks like, right? Energetically. But when you start to harmonize and grow, you build your sphere of consciousness together. You build your sphere of energy together. That's what it looks like when it becomes art in the world and living and reality, and it starts blossoming, opening as life or heaven on earth, creation. But when we're allowing the demonic and the dualities to come in and attack, well, that's war. That's, destruction. That's sadness or depression or, those things, those emotional, chaotic worlds that we can all sink into. And then we can serve as the masculine and the feminine to awaken and pull each other out of that.
I just want to say I love all my viewers. Really, I do. Because it takes two to tango. It takes this side and then the other side. This, the active, and as a viewer, you're passive. You can come out of your passivity mode because they allow you to comment. I always enjoy your comments. I look forward to that. It does influence me, even though some of the comments, there's been a few comments from some people lately that have been very complementary and enhancing. So you're free to do that. I don't censor it. I allow that. Coming out of kind of a lot of hard work and chaos, which took me away from vlogging, maybe we're going to be able to do more and we're going to be more focused. This is kind of a more random one, just as a warm up, and I'm going to call it that because I don't really know what the subject was. But that's what's funny. That's because I'm not confused. I need something. I need medication.
Well, don't forget, we all started
Of course
with
I
birth,
know,
and someone has a birthday coming up.
that has nothing to do with this.